Hi cheese lovers, welcome to your monthly Platterful tutorial. Okay, let's get started. Quickly, before we get started, for our large kits, please take your prosciutto and place it in the freezer so that it's a little harder when we start to work with it. Okay, up first we're going to start with our Spanish tapas Manchego plate. So go ahead, open this up and take it out of the container. Okay, so my Manchego slices were actually sticking together a little bit more than I was expecting, so I did use a knife to separate them. They are pre-sliced, so you might be able to just pull them apart, but if they start sticking together, as you'll see mine do, you can use a knife to kind of help you get the slices apart. Okay, for the first placement, we are going to do this kind of starburst shape where we use one of the corners of the Manchego that has the rind on it and use that as a grounding point and then fan out the triangles around that center point, as you'll see me do in the video. Okay, I'm going to use my knife to separate this second version of Manchego like I did the first. Okay, for the next placement, we are going to just place these shooting up and we're going to alternate them shooting left and then shooting right, as you'll see me do in the video. And now we have our last version of Manchego, so go ahead and separate these pieces. Again, I use my knife to help me out. For our final placement option, we are going to actually have these standing on their side and just alternating with the larger end facing left and facing right, as you'll see in the video. Okay, up next we have our Feta dip from our friends over at Cedar's Foods. So this one is going to be super simple. We are going to open this up and we are just going to mix it up so that it looks really nice and fluffy and delicious. Okay, and lastly for our large kits, we have this creamy and mild Brie from Brie. So go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. Okay, for the cutting and placement of this one, we are just gonna cut it as you would a pie or a pizza. I'm gonna cut it across, turn it, cut it across. I end up with 8 pieces. You could cut them smaller if you wanted to and end up with 16, but I end up with 8 and I'm going to then just place them going left and right, standing on their side so that they're very easy for someone to just grab off of the board. Okay, for our meats, we have our sliced calabrese salami from Ollie, so go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. Okay, up first with our salami, we are going to create a salami river. So take 2 slices of salami, fold each of them in half like tacos, then you're going to take one slice, place it halfway over the other slice, and then fold up. You'll take another slice of salami, fold it in half like a taco, place it over the slice that you just folded up, halfway up the original slice, and then fold that original down. And then you're just going to continue this motion, kind of like a braiding pattern, with the remaining slices of salami that were in that sleeve. When you're finished, you'll get something that looks like this. The only thing that I want you to keep in mind when you're placing this is that you do need to put it between 2 things like bookends so that it stays nicely together and doesn't just unravel when you place it. With the remaining slices of salami, we are going to fold them into fourths and use them in 2 different chunks. This creates a really pretty salami ribbon look, and we are going to use those in 2 different spots on our boards. Okay, and lastly for our large kits, we are going to work with our prosciutto. So go ahead and grab that out of the freezer and remove it from its wrapper. We are going to create some prosciutto ribbons with this, so go ahead and remove one slice of prosciutto really carefully. It does get stuck together and it does tear easily, so be very careful as you peel the slices apart. Okay, to create the ribbon, you're going to take the slice of prosciutto and you're going to fold the fatty part up about 3/4 of the way up the slice, and then you're going to just take it and go back and forth as you see me doing in my hand, and then when you flip it on its side, it will look like a ribbon. So we are going to continue this with the remaining slices of prosciutto. Okay, now we are going to build our board. So up first, we're going to build our standard board. If you got our large kit, you can go ahead and skip ahead to around the 7:50 time mark, and you can watch me build the large board.